So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Lam. Who is Lam? Better yet, what we're going to be discussing is what is Lam. Now, if it sounds like I'm saying lamb, it's because it's very similar, but it's L-A-M, not L-A-M-B like the animal. Not sure if it's pronounced lam or lamb. We're just going to roll with it, okay? Originally, what I wanted to do was film at the old zoo here in Buenos Aires. When I got there, it was closed. So here's a little tip for all you filmmakers and vloggers out there. Make sure to check if you're going to a location, if it's open or not. I tried to check, but I couldn't find any information anywhere. So I just risked it and I went, and it was closed. I had to walk all the way across the city to this beautiful place. But this place is awesome. There's actually not many people here, and the people that are here are taking photos. It is 6:19, so I have about an hour till the sun goes down. Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was an English painter, poet, occultist, explorer, and practitioner of magic. Crowley traveled the world in the early 1900s and most of his life. He was into the esoteric, the secret, the mystical. Everywhere he traveled, it seemed like he learned some knowledge. And in the 1900s, it wasn't like today where you had internet. You could just search up, Tibetan monks, or you could search up just some random thing like what we're talking about today and learn about it. You actually physically had to go there, meet somebody that knew this information, and get it out of them. I probably look all sweaty. It's kind of hot, and I walked super far to get here. So my temperature hasn't gone down. My hair's probably a mess too, but you gotta make the video. You gotta finish the vlog. Now, Crowley was notorious during his lifetime. He practiced recreational drug experiments. He was a bisexual. He was open to talking about social topics without worrying what the backlash would be. He was known throughout the press as the wickedest man in the world and as a Satanist. Funny little fact, as we talk about Aleister Crowley and Satanists, there's a nun walking behind me for some reason. She's gone now, but there was a nun walking behind me. Now, earlier this week, I was on Reddit and somebody shared an article that talked about Crowley summoning an entity. I'll be sure to share that Reddit post down below, and I want to thank all of you that are watching this now that are Reddit users for supporting me there and supporting me here on the channel. Now, hear me out. Here's where this gets a little nuts, okay? Just hear me out. Crowley was living in New York at the time in a small apartment on West 9th Street when he practiced something called the, one second because I've done this 3 times and I've said this wrong every time, the Aleister workings. I think that's how you say it, guys. Correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but I tried this like 4 times already. I'm not gonna do it again. Aleister. Is that how you say it? Aleister workings. Now, here's the theory. The process of this working that Crowley did in this apartment on West 9th Street, here's the theory, it's gonna get crazy, opened up a portal that allowed interdimensional entities to travel freely between their dimension and ours. Plane. Crowley comes into contact, or channeling, whatever you want to call it, with this being from another dimension. And what he does is he draws a picture of it, right? And the picture looks just like a gray alien. Now, this happened in 1917. It would be the first reference that we would see in Western culture, in the Western consciousness, that would be similar to what we know today to be a gray alien. The drawing looks very similar to what people say gray aliens look like. I wanted to talk about this today because I feel like it ties into a big theme that I've been noticing when making these videos, and it mixes into every topic that we've talked about so far. The consciousness, the human mind, and what it's capable of. Like it or not, the most powerful tool that you need to use when practicing magic is your mind. Because if you don't believe it's gonna work, then it's not gonna work. And honestly, I don't think there's anything, maybe there's nothing magical to it. Maybe it's just the human consciousness is that magical. Now, this case here sounds a lot like Stephen Greer's CE5 initiative. I did make a video about that and I failed horribly. I didn't see anything. So I may have to do a follow-up video on that and see, you know, if I can try it again. I did get a comment about that, so I will try to make a video about that. Can we open portals with our mind? What are the secrets? What are these esoteric secrets that these people supposedly know that allows them to do this? You know? What other portals have been opened? If Crowley's done it, I mean, he's not the, I doubt he's the only person that's done this. He must have learned this on his travels, or, you know, I really didn't look that much into the practice that he used to open the portal. But if you guys know any information on that, please share down in the comments all the information you have on that. Now, Crowley obviously believed in what he was doing. Now, could that be the key to summoning an entity? So what do you think? Lum looks a lot like an alien gray. Now, some people say that this is just Crowley drawing a representation of his interdimensional self, which could be very true. Of course, all this can be confabulated and none of this could be real, which is always something we must consider when looking into these things. But this story just was so interesting, and I'm glad that I stumbled across this now so we could just stay on the same topic that we've been talking about recently. Is magic real? I don't know, guys. But what I do know is that there are some things like this scene here that look almost magical. The world around us seems to be, if you just pay a little bit of attention to it, it seems to be pretty magical. I want you guys to leave down in the comments your ideas, your theories. What do you think? Is Crowley a fraud? Yo, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna take some shots, some pictures for my Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to share your ideas, your theories, whatever you want. Introduce yourself down in the comments. You're all dope. I'm your friend, the Undead Gaucho, and we will talk soon.